Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm back with another episode of You Really Can't Make This Shit Up. I lived in Dallas, Fort Worth at this time, and I was a waiter at a restaurant, and I had a couple of Hispanic friends. One worked in the kitchen, and one was a bartender. One that worked in the kitchen didn't speak real good English. The bartender spoke great English, great Spanish. And, every time I went to grab an order or had to go order a drink, I'd say, point at it and say, okay, how do I say this in Spanish? How do I do this? How do I do that? And, I was trying to learn Spanish because I'm sorry, you're in Texas. You kind of got to know Spanish, or at least enough to get by. And I was working pretty hard on it. We got to be friends, and we'd go to the clubs together, and, all different places. Baja Beach Club, Doors, you name it, we went there. Cowboys, all kinds of places. Well, one night we were getting together, and they're like, hey, we want you to come with us. And it was to a Tejano bar, where they played, Bandero music, and tequila was a house wine, and they already knew I loved tequila. Oh, dear God, did I love tequila. Still do. So we went, and, I was still in the early stages of learning my Spanish, but I was getting by, ordering drinks, and it was shocking everybody, the blonde-haired, hazel-eyed, hair down to my shoulders guy, wasn't wearing the typical Hispanic clothes that they went to wearing in the Tejano bar, but I did have on a pair of boots and jeans and a vest and nice white shirt. I was looking pretty sharp. And I look over to one side, and oh my God, there is a goddess standing over there. Hispanic, beautiful, long black hair. The most beautiful woman I had ever seen in my life. And she was surrounded by 4 or 5 guys. I thought, they're all talking. I didn't understand a damn thing they said. But they're all talking. They all were paying attention to her. So, okay. Nobody was really touching her or anything, so I didn't think she was with anybody. I'd already walked by a couple of times, and oh God, did she smell good. Well, I asked the guys, how do I say you are beautiful? Would you like to dance? They looked at each other, they looked at me, and they told me something, worked with me for about 4 or 5 minutes. And I learned it down pat. And I walked over, and I said this phrase to her. Yeah, my friends were a little drunk and being assholes that day. Because the sheer terrified look on this beautiful goddess's face told me I somehow screwed up. No, I effed up. Not because I did it on purpose. And about that time, there was 4 or 5 brown hens all coming to my face. A couple of them connected. I fell back, and I looked up, and I saw a pistol come out. I saw a couple of knives come out, and I saw a couple of guys running for him. Now, at this time, I am not the big guy I am today. I weighed about 180 pounds, wearing boots, jeans. But the chatter I was getting from them was rather hostile. I knew enough Spanish to understand some good cuss words. And I knew what it meant when they said something about kill him. White boy did the 50-yard dash in 5 seconds flat. Oh my God, I was flying. There was 2 guys standing at the door. I busted past them like I was a defensive lineman, offensive lineman trying to get through the defense, and I knocked them down, and I was hauling ass. I had my car there. It was convertible. And I knew, on the way out, I knew I'd done something wrong. Because the 2 guys that had told me what to say to her were literally laying on the floor laughing their ass off. They set me up. Well, my car was parked there. It's a convertible. I jumped in that mother and did something like you'd see in the movies. I already had keys in my hand right after I hit the door. I stuck it in, cranked that bastard, and I burned the rubber off them tires. I ran through stop signs, stop lights. I did not stop until I hit the highway. Well, a few minutes later, I had one of them big brick cell phones they had back then. It rang. I said, "What? Hey, come back and pick us up." "Fuck you. Come back and pick us up." "Fuck you. What did I say to that woman? What did y'all tell me to say?" "Well, you must have said it wrong." "No, I didn't say it wrong." "What did you say to that wrong?" Like an idiot, they finally told me. Needless to say, they walked home from downtown Fort Worth to Arlington. I wasn't going back. I never went back. 15 years later, I moved out of town. And in that 15 years, I never went back to that part of town. Those guys in their tequila-induced haze thought it'd be hilarious for the only white boy in a very Tejano area of town, definitely Tejano bar, to tell a young lady that they knew of that was their 4 brothers that were standing there. They didn't tell me this. They also didn't tell me that what the phrase they taught me was to ask her. I didn't ask her, say, "You're beautiful, would you like to dance?" I asked her, "Which do you prefer, dick or pussy?" Yeah, that's the reason the 4 brown hens came out and tried to kill me. 30-something years later, it's kind of humorous. It's kind of funny. I still think Hispanic women are gorgeous. Oh, and I did get even with them guys, but that's a story for another day. Peace, love, taco grease. Catch y'all on the flip side.